has been started. Okay, and here we can see everything is setting. First setting is okay, and now I'm going to set the second setting. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa, and welcome to you to my channel, Sheikh Afghan Jelebi the Misogynist Michaela. Accordance with titles, yes, today we are roasting an Instagram reels to claim himself that Islamic. Now, here the point is that the why it is so cringe to be an Islamic Instagram reels. Well, in Instagram reels here several points women claim in the Instagram reels here is a mentions the previous ancient Islamic veils contains the so veil system that none of women can show their face, their eyes, uh, their eyebrows, even uh, hands is in cover, hands is in veil. But the present Islamic veils, women can show their hands and women can show their eyes, even if the women always cover their face with hijab and niqab at the top. And now, here my point to roast the Instagram system is as a keyword of ICC T20 World Cup 2026 and today message between Pakistan versus New Zealand. Now here we can see the points. Let's say the moments. But now here we can show it that how was the going. Well, well, here the women says they Islamic reels say that in ancient times women veils wear hijab and niqab like this. In these points, women wears the complete the proper burqa. Here we can see. And now the Instagram reelers said that some of Bengali culture or Western cultures make women's Islamic veils like this. Okay. Now here my point is in Islamic veils I did not see anything wrong, but in Islamic veils I can see the several wrongs. Okay. The first point is here we can show it. Here the match is between Pakistan versus New Zealand. Pakistan chose to bat first, but in that times match has been abandoned uh, due to rains. Well, and here my point is the probably women supporters of one country out of these two countries press some device to generate the artificial rains in Colombo. And she would wear burqa. She would wear Islamic veils like this. The women can be the supporter of Pakistan or the women can be the supporters of New Zealand. Now let's see. Check the points. What is the part? Now let's analyze the parts. Who was the culprit women to supporter of one country between Pakistan versus New Zealand? Okay. Now first of all, here we can see. Okay. Now here calculator is Jindabad. First of all, we can see the Pakistan score is uh, here we can first point matches between Pakistan versus Netherlands. Here Pakistan scored 148 runs out of 20 overs. I mean 19 overs, 3 balls. Okay. Now here we can see second match between Pakistan versus United States of America. Pakistan scored 190 runs out of 20 overs. Well, now here we can see the points. Third match between India versus Pakistan. India scores 114 runs in 20 overs. And the last points we can see Pakistan, last match between Pakistan versus Namibia. Pakistan scored 200 overs. 200 runs in 20 overs. And here the calculation will say what is the score of Pakistan in what is the projectile score of Pakistan in 20 overs, that is 163. Well, now let's check it. What about the New Zealand? Well, here we can see the points. The first match of New Zealand between New Zealand versus Afghanistan, New Zealand scored 183 runs out of 18 overs. And here we can see well, now let's check the points. Second match between New Zealand versus United Arab Emirates. New Zealand scores 175 in 16 overs. Now let's check what about the third points. Well, third scores match of New Zealand between Pakistan, South Africa. New Zealand scores 175 runs in 20 overs. Now let's check and the last match between New Zealand versus Canada. New Zealand scored 176 in 16 overs. And now here we as a projectile score of New Zealand in 20 overs is 204 runs in 20 overs. Okay. And now it is the analysis of it is the analysis of 8 match both of New Zealand and Pakistan, where Pakistan played 4 match in group stage and New Zealand played 4 match in group stage. Well, and here the analysis says New Zealand can score almost 205 runs in 20 overs. On the other hand, Pakistan can score 163 runs in 20 overs. It is the factor points. Now, Pakistan is a Muslim country and New Zealand is a Christian country. And here we can say this type of ancient Islamic veil Pakistani women can wear is that she can hide a remote control in her and press the button of the remote control and generate the artificial rains in Colombo. Hence that the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand can be abounded. And what is the benefits for the Pakistani women to wear the ancient Islamic veil? Here is the points. Because here we can see Pakistan chose batting first and Pakistani batsmen came to batting score in the range. But the first point, before start with the first over of Pakistani batting innings, rain has been stirred. And if rain could not be started, what would occur? Here we can say the Pakistani batsman could score 164 out of 20 overs. Well, now here in in the 4 matches of New Zealand, well, New Zealand scored in 4 matches with as a projectile of 20 overs is 817 in 4 matches. And for 1 match, New Zealand projectile score for 20 over is 205. And now the point is New Zealand could get the target. Okay. Now here we can see here my niqab has been disturbed. Well, I'm fit and fine. Well, now here the point is that New Zealand get the target score of 164 from Pakistan because Pakistan can score 163 in 20 overs. Now let's see that what would be the exact points. That is 205. Well, 20 divided by 120 volts divided by 205 multiplied by 164 and the answer is 96 ball. Okay. Now here we can see 96 balls would be played by New Zealand as a reply innings and New Zealand could achieve the target of 164 runs as a target provided by Pakistan. Okay, what is 96 balls? 96 ball is almost 16 overs. Well, here is the points as we can see. And now my point is that there is the option that why Pakistani women wear Islamic veils to contains the remote control to generate artificial rains on Colombo. Now, my question is, who is the women to be supporter of some Pakistan, where someone would say, I would support Pakistan because of Babarism, I would support Pakistan uh, because of Mohammad Rejwan's. Who is the batsman, Pakistani batsman, contains the women supporter can wear uh, ancient Islamic veil to contains a remote control to generate artificial rains in Colombo to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. Here we can say something as an analysis points. Okay. Now here the points, everything is analysis as soon as possible. Okay. Now let's see the match between Netherlands versus Pakistan. Here we can see who is the highest scorer. That is Shahebzada Farhan. He scored 47 out of 31. Okay. And now here we can get the points. Here is the match between Pakistan versus United States of America. Here we can see the highest scorer is Sahebzada Farhan. He scored 73 out of 41. Okay. Well. The third scorer is third score between India versus Pakistan. Now let's see who is the highest scorer. Here is Usman Khan. But now here I would check what is the personal score of Shahebzada Farhan's. That is 0 out of 4. Okay. And now let's check. The fourth match is between Pakistan versus Namibia. Now let's see it. Who is the highest scorer? Highest scorer is Sahebzada Farhan. Score 100 out of 50. Okay. Now here let's check the score. The summation on hundreds and 73 is 173. On the other hand, the summation of 73 sum by 47 is 80. Sum by 40. That is, here we can see. Well, here we can notify this. Shahebzada Farhan scores 220 runs in this 4 match. And now here we can see that how Shahebzada Farhan can play in several balls. I mean, how much ball Shahebzada Farhan played in 4 matches. And here is the significant questions as we can see. Well, the match between Netherlands versus Pakistan, Shahebzada Farhan played 31 balls. Okay. Second match between United States of America versus Pakistan. Shahibzada Farhan plays 41 balls. 31 sum by 41 is 72. Okay. 72 sum by 40 is 76. And here we can see in the match between Pakistan versus Namibia, what is the score of Shahzada Farhan? That is here 100 out of 58 balls. Okay. And now here we can see the points. What is the summation of 72 and 58? That is summation of 80 and 50. Well, summation between 8 and 5, that is 13. Well, now summation between 130 and 4 is 134. That means here, in 4 match of first round, Sahibzada Farhan scored 220 runs out of 134. Here is we can see as a score of Sahibzada Farhan. Okay. And here my point is when Pakistan could score 163 out of 20 overs, and let's check it that what is the contribution of Shahibzada Farhan if he would play 10 overs. Well, and now let's check it about the calculator. And here I can trust on calculators at the points. 220 divided by 134. Well, multiple by here we can see that is 60. Okay. Now, here we can see the points. Sahibzada Farhan can score 98 runs out of 60 balls when he would play the match. But now, here is my points that here we can see when Sahibzada Farhan could play 98 runs out of 60 balls, hence Pakistan can score 164 runs in 20 overs, 163 runs in 20 overs. Pakistan can provide the target of 164 runs to New Zealand. Okay. Now here we have mentioned that New Zealand can achieve the target in 16 overs. But now here I cannot ignore that New Zealander women can wear ancient Islamic veil, notwithstanding being a Christian woman, to generate the artificial rains. And why I would say that probability is 33 that New Zealander Christian women can wear ancient Islamic burqa to generate artificial rains to ruin the match between New Zealand versus Pakistan. Here we can see, let's focus on the points. 100 target is 164 runs in 20 overs. What is 164? That is 41 multiplied by 4. That means when 41 balls contains 41 boundaries, the target can be achieved. Well, what is 41 ball? That is 6 over 5 ball. Okay. On the other hand, let's think about the over boundary. What is 164? Well, 162 is 27 multiplied by 6. And 168 is 28 multiplied by 6. That means if 28 ball contains 28 over boundaries, the target of 164 runs can be achieved by New Zealand, and New Zealand can beat Pakistan in 10 wickets. Yes. Where the balance of the over would be 4 overs. Well, I apologize. When New Zealand would achieve 164 runs as a target score provided by Pakistan with 28 over boundaries in 28 balls. What is 28 balls? That is 4 over 4 balls. That means with the balance of 50 over 2 balls, New Zealand can achieve the target of 164 runs provided by Pakistan, and New Zealand can defeat the Pakistan in 10 wickets. And here the practical analysis here we can see. New Zealand can achieve the target runs of 164 runs in 28 balls with 28 over boundary, but here we can see New Zealand batsman would waste 12 runs. New Zealand batsman would waste 12 overs as a batting over to achieve the target of 164 runs provided by Pakistan. And that is here the significant moments provided by Pakistan. And here we can see, so it is the reason of anger of New Zealander Christian women. Here 33% chance probability is New Zealander Christian women would wear ancient Islamic veil to generate the artificial rains to ruin the match between New Zealand versus Pakistan. It is 33%. And what about 67%? 67% is clear that the Pakistani women fan of Shahzada Farhan, the Pakistani batsman, would wear the ancient Islamic veil to generate an artificial rain to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. Here 66% probability saying that. And here we and why it would say, because The probable analysis says the Sahebzada Farhan could score 98 runs out of 60 balls, hence that Pakistan could provide the target of 164 runs in 20 overs to New Zealand, where New Zealand can they New Zealand can achieve the target in the playing of 16 overs and beat Pakistan in 10 wickets. And here, that is the significant moments as we could see. Okay. And it is the points as a significant points at the moment. Okay. And now, here I would say the points at the first scenario that Pakistan would be defeated to New Zealand. Now here I would go to focus on the second scenario. First of all, here I would see that how much rains would be has been happened in Colombo, where date is February 21st, 2026, the International Mother Language Day. Okay. Now here is the significant points. Well, the points is the scientific movements. Well, now when we have rights, we have searched that how much liter of rains in Colombo in February 21, 2026. Here we it has shown that the rainy in that times Colombo rains 50 millimeters, where Colombo city's area is 37 kilometers. Now 50 millimeters multiplied by 37 kilometer squares. What is the points? Okay. Now here we can see what is 37 kilometers. That is 37 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meter squares as 37 kilometer squares. What is 50 millimeters? Okay. 50 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 3 meters. It can be written as 5 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 2 meters. Well, here we can see the and here we it is written in here 37. It is almost 1.85 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 liters at the moment. In 50 millimeters, here is saying that in that times 1.85 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 liters of water contains the 50 millimeters rains in the Colombo, where Colombo area is 37 kilometers square. Okay. And here is the momentum points we could see. Okay. And now, let's see what is the equations of heat energy, connected between weight of waters and latent heat of waters. That is Q equal to heat energy equal to weight of water multiplied by latent heat of waters. Okay. Now let's see what is latent heat of waters as when between 0 degrees Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius at steams. Okay, and here latent is 2.26 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 x. Okay, and now here we can say here I would go to here my reliable weapons, that is calculators. Now what would happen? Here we can see the momentums. What is, well, here we know the density of volume, we know the density of waters, that is 1 kilogram per liters. Now we can say that 1 kilo. Now if the water's weight is 1 kilogram, the volume is 1 liters. Here we can see the points. And now we know the density of water, that is 1 kilometer per liter, and we know the volume, that is 1.85 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 liters. Hence, we know that what is the weight of our water, that is 1.85 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 kilograms. And now here is my questions I can write here. And I think I would rely with the calculators. And the reliable calculator is the significant moments 1.85 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 multiplied by 2.26 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. And what is the moments? Here that we can write. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4181 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 joules. Okay. We can say the 4181 trillion joules 4181 trillion joules of rains would be happens in Colombo in February 21, 2026. Hence that here the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand has been ruined. And here is the points. Okay. And now let's check it. At the momentums of we can say here it is the points. The rainfall was lasted for nearly 2.5 hours. Now let's see. What is the meanings? Okay. 2.5 hours. Well, now let's see. What is 30 minutes? 30 minutes is 1800 seconds. And what is 2 hours? 2 hours is 7200 seconds. What is the 2.5 hours? That is 2 hours 30 minutes. That is the summation between 7200 seconds by 1800 seconds. That is 9000 seconds. Here we can see. Well, and that is the points here. That is the time. In the time of 9000 seconds, we could see artificial rains has been happened in the Colombo to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. And now here we can say let's check the difficult points as we could see. Well. And here is the difficult moments at the points. Okay. Now we can check the calculators. Now everything is going to be in the base of calculators. And now 9000. What is the powers of the device to generate artificial rains? Well, here we can see 465 billion watts. Okay. Now here we can see the points. What is 465 billion watts? That is 465,000 megawatts. Okay. Now here we can see in Bangladesh here the annual electricity production is 6,000 megawatts, but the device to generate artificial rain in Colombo to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand contains the power of 465,000 megawatts. And what is 4,000? What is 465 divided by 6? Let's take it. 46 divided by 6 is 72. Remainder is 4. 45 divided by 6 is 42 and is here 6 and what is the remainder? That is 3. Well, here we can see the points. The 5 now here we can see 77.5. The device to generate artificial rains in Colombo to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand is 77.5 times more powerful than Bangladesh annual electricity productions. And here is the points. And that is 66% probability is this device is necessary for the women to be fan of Sahibzada Farhan to wear ancient Islamic veil, because here Pakistan could be defeated by New Zealand because of the easy target of 164 runs in 20 overs. Here will be the points. And 33% probability is that the women to be supporter of New Zealand uh, can wear the ancient Islamic veils and contest the necessary of this level of powers of the device to generate artificial rains, because here New Zealand would waste the extra 12 overs to chase the target of 164 runs in the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. Okay, and here we can see the points. Okay, but now here it is the analysis for the match. Okay, but now here I would say the best scores of Pakistan and the best score of New Zealand. Here I would mention. Okay, now let's see. Well. And here we can see the significant moments. But now, here everything is we can see what is 183 divided by 18 multiplied by 20, that is 203. Okay, and now here we can see the points. What is 175 divided by 16 multiplied by, oh my god, what is 175 divided by 16 multiplied by 20? Here we can say that is 218 runs. Well, and here we can see what is 176 divided by 16 multiplied by 20, that is 220. Okay. Now here we can see New Zealand in the, well, in this. Now let's say the points. Where is where's the group points? Here we can see in this 4 match, New Zealand the highest capability to score in 20 overs is 220 runs, and we know the highest score of Pakistan in 20 overs is 200. And here we can see the points, and that is the significant moments that can be ensured that in the points Pakistan can be defeated to New Zealand in 20 overs. But wait a moment, I think Pakistan would bat first, and Pakistan can score 200 runs in 20 overs. Now let's see what would be happen in the moments. And here we can see the points 200 divided by 11. And what would be the points? The point is to be significant. Just for wait. Okay. What is 0.189 multiplied by 6? That is, we can say 1.14. Here we can see the points. Well, in the playing of 80 over 2 balls, New Zealand can achieve 160. Okay, New Zealand can achieve the target of 200 runs provided by Pakistan, and New Zealand can defeat Pakistan. And here is the significant journey as we can see. Well, and now here we could see the points. The 66% probability is that the women to be fan of Sahibzada Farhan contains the wearing clothes as ancient Islamic burqa to hide the device remote control to generate the artificial realms of 50 millimeters in the entire Colombo to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. And now let's say about 33% who would be the women to be fan of particular New Zealander batsman. Here we can let's say the points. It is at the highest point we can see. Well, we believe in science and we believe in sports. We believe in reality in lieu of something like fitness. Okay. Now here we can see where I've forgot about the points. Australia. Well. Here we can see. Yes, here is the match between New Zealand versus. Okay, here's the match between New Zealand versus Canada. And now let's check it. Here's the match. Okay, who is the highest scorer? That is Glenn Phillips. What is his score? That is 76 out of 36. Okay. Now let's apologize. I have forgot some things. Okay. Well. What is we can say 36 divided 36 divided by 96 and multiple by here we can see 110. What is the score? That is, we can say almost 42 balls. Now let's see what 76 divided by 36 multiple by 42. And here we can say 89 runs. Well, Now here we can guess the who was the women's. Okay, and now here we can say women of Glenn Phillips in is the 33% probable culprit. I apologize. The women to be a fan of Glenn Phillips is 33% probable culprit to wear Islamic veil uh, to generate artificial rains to ruin the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. And where is the cause? The cause is clear. When at the first batting Pakistan scored 200 runs, New Zealand can chase the target of 201 runs in 18 over 2 balls. Pakistan, New Zealand can chase the target of 201 runs provided by Pakistan in 18 over 2 balls, and New Zealand can defeat the Pakistan. But the problem is, here we can say the Glenn Phillips can score 88 runs out of 42 balls, because here is the match, original match between Canada versus New Zealand. Glenn Phillips scores 76 runs out of 36 balls. Holes. Here we can see. Well, and now let's focus on it. What is the easy points for New Zealand to chase the target of 200 runs provided by Pakistan? Let's see. What is 200 runs? We know that 33 over boundary is 198 runs. Hence, 34 over boundary is 204 runs. That means if New Zealand the batsman can score 34 over boundary in 34 balls, I mean when New Zealand batsman can score 34 over boundary in 5 over 4 balls, the playing of 5 over 4 balls, New Zealand can achieve the target of 201 runs provided by Pakistan. But the problem is this women to be supporters of Glenn Phillips. She know that my celebrity Glenn Phillips scored 76 runs in 36 balls when New Zealand played 60 over. And now to achieve the target of 201 runs provided by Pakistan, my celebrity Glenn Phillips would score 88 runs out of 42 balls. And here, that is the probable significant moments. At the points, we can get the points. Well, what is 18 over subtract by 5 overs? That is 13 overs. Now here we can see 18 over 2 ball subtract by 5 over 4 balls. Here we can see 18 over 2 ball subtract by 5 overs, that means 12 over sum by 1 over 4 balls. What is subtraction of 1 over 4 balls by, what is the subtraction of 1 over 2 balls by 4 balls? That is 4 balls. That means because of my celebrity Glenn Phillips scores, here we can see that it is the probable point that New Zealand batsman would waste 12 over 4 balls to achieve the target of 201 runs provided by Pakistan. And here is the moment. It will be the frustration of women to be supporters of New Zealander batsman Glenn Phillips. Okay. And now that is why New Zealanders, that is why the is the reason why. Let me have a breath. That is why 33% probability is that women of to be the New Zealand to be supporter of Glenn Phillips would wear ancient Islamic veil to contain a device to generate artificial rains to ruin the match between New Zealand versus Pakistan, where the New Zealander women to be supporter of Glenn Phillips would be Christian. And here is the significant moments as we could see. Okay. And that is the momentums. Here we can see the points. And now, well, I think I have discussed 1 hour to say that what is the probable points the New Zealand, the Islamic ancient veil is the distractions and the security threat for the world, particularly ancient Islamic burqa is the security threat for the match between Pakistan versus New Zealand. Here we can see the points. And now, let's see what if women would wear the modern Islamic veil. Okay. Here we have discussed the ancient Islamic veil. Okay. Now here is the modern Islamic veil. Okay. Now here we can see. Here I would open the lights. Here I wear modern Islamic veils because I am a Muslim woman. I wear hijab, niqab, t-shirt and trousers. Here because of niqab and hijab, here my eyes can only my eyes can be visible, but here the hands and arms is visible. To my right hands and right arms is visible, and left hand and left arm is visible because I wear t-shirt. And here we can say, here as I wear t-shirt, now let's see, if I hide the normal t-shirt in under my t-shirt. Here we can see that is visible that I hide some things in my belly. But if I would wear the ancient Islamic veil, well, a normal inwear t-shirt I can hide in ancient Islamic veils, and nobody could see that what I am hiding. And that is the significant difficult points, that how I can hide the suicide B word, I can hide some destructive rifles in my ancient burqa. And in 1 hour, I have discussed that if I can wear the ancient Islamic veil, uh, that Islamic ruler support, that I can hide a remote device under my ancient Islamic burqa to generate the artificial rains in Colombo to ruin the match between New Zealand versus Pakistan. And here the point is that when I wear modern Islamic veil, like hijab, niqab, t-shirt and trousers, now if I hide the inward in my belly under t-shirt, it is visible that I hide some things. Now, the point, my question is that how I can hide a remote device to generate artificial rain in my modern Islamic veil like t-shirt, but where the normal inner wear can be visible under my t-shirt. Here is the point. And here is the significant point, that how Islamic veil, ancient Islamic veil liked by the Islamic rulers is the dangerous for our society. Okay, now here is the point I have been mentioned. Well, see you then on the next live stream. In that moment, still then, see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.